Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Nothing yet. But baby, you just ain't nothing yet. It's something that you're never gonna forget. But baby, you just ain't nothing yet. Nothing yet. You ain't been around.
No notes today, though. Just so we don't hot mic anybody, 9:18, little bit of change on this 9th day of January. It's a very cold Thursday. Hey, it's 13 degrees though now. Whoa. You know, is that something to celebrate?
Is that a heat wave?
Right, yeah, that it will be this weekend, mid to high 30s. So get ready to go out to the beach this weekend and have some fun. So Brady, the last time you were in a different place, but now you found yourself at Villa Rose 4 months to the day. How are you feeling about it?
I'm very happy, very happy. I was very fortunate to end up at Villa Rose, and I've enjoyed it very much.
Well, and honestly, and Cindy, being the executive director there, Villa Rose has definitely become a staple in the community. You know, one of those places where when we think of places to take our older adults, our loved ones in life, that's one of the names that pops up. And,
sure.
With that, how is it representing a company that does have, such a staple kind of status when it comes to looking at places to go to that older point of our lives?
Well, I was going to say Villa Rose is very unique in the community. So we're going to be celebrating 40 years this year. And so obviously way ahead of its time, right? So, being an independent living community is very unique. Mm-hmm. So we have still a lot of people who are very independent and can come and go, but they live there a long time, So as time goes on, there are some supportive services. If they do need those, they can hire the home care agency there to help them. But I was going to say family owned. I think that's one of the beautiful things about the place is that family built it 40 years ago. They still own it today. I believe we are the only RiverBend community that is still family owned.
Well, and let's talk about that because there's a big difference when it comes to being family owned to that corporation, especially when we come to healthcare. And, I'm one of those people doing the talk show for the years now is you learn a little bit about a lot. And that's one of the topics that comes in because, I don't want to say that the corporations do it the wrong way because they don't.
Right.
But it just seems like for some it becomes that number status and you don't have that kind of personalized family care that truly only a family-run operation could give somebody.
Exactly. So one of the beautiful things is that we can keep our costs down because we are not supporting a corporate office. So we do get some people that come in and they look at some of our rates that are much more reasonable. And they're like, how can you do that?
Does it surprise? But that's an interesting point, though. Does that make them kind of raise almost like, is this legit or not?
It does.
Because of just,
yes, it does. Because there's quite a bit of difference in cost. It does absolutely. And I have to explain to them that, the goal was to be in affordable housing 40 years ago and for seniors, and that is still the goal today. So we're not supporting a corporate office. We're not sending 25, 30% right off the top to a corporate office to support that office, which makes our rates much more affordable, which is one reason why, occupancy is great. And we have, we do have a couple of apartments here or there, but for the most part, we stay pretty full. And that's a great thing.
It is unique, and it's a wonderful little community and very welcoming, very friendly. And really that's where when people hear that, the rates, they might, like you said, raise a question. But then we say, come for a tour. Come for a tour because it does sell itself. It really does. The people are friendly. I've gone on tours and I walked right through before bingo was going to start one day, and I had a lady stand up and give a testimonial to the people I was touring. So they're the people that live there. The people that live there love it, and
well, and Brady, that's a good point. And especially, with this snow that we got the last couple of days, to me, even though, obviously everyone's situations are different, I would much rather have my, older adult, in a place like in a independent or assisted living because at least you know that there's people there around. You know,
Correct.
It's not going to be, you know, waited on hand and foot every 2 seconds, but knowing, hey, if something happens, if there's a prescription issue, or if any of the X, Y, and Z that came up for every RiverBend family the last 4 days with getting prescriptions from Walgreens or running to make sure that cars were turned on and you name it, well, just a lot of that kind of stress can go away knowing that your loved one's in a safe space.
Absolutely. And we had like kitchen staff that actually stayed so that we would make sure, right? So we have,
great.
you know, a guest apartment, and yeah, we had kitchen staff stay, and some of our home care aides stayed to make sure someone is there and that they can, you know, take care of them if they need it. And that's a great thing. We have really committed staff members.
Well, and, you know, take me through, you know, you've been at Villa Rose for 6 years now, correct?
Almost 6 years, almost,
And
yes.
were you at other places prior to that?
So I've worked with seniors my entire life, but home care. So I ran a home care agency in Springfield.
So take me through how that home care background kind of ties into this Villa Rose mentality of this family, you know, owned practice, because that background alone would put you in a different position, I would feel, than other executive directors.
Sure, absolutely. So I was going to say, I think maybe I totally understand the independent side, but then having some supportive services available and what that looks like, right? So we want to promote their independence, right? Once you stop moving, then you lose it, unfortunately. And so that's something that we really encourage. We want them to stay independent. So if you need a little help, you can get it. So I do feel like, because I had that home care background, it really helped me understand the true vision of trying to keep independent, but still be able to have somebody there to support them. And so Villa Rose really focuses on renting the apartments, cleaning the rooms, delivering great meals, and then we let the home care agency focus on all of the hands-on personal care. It's kind of a great combination. And then people don't have to pay for it if they don't need it. So you're not
That's
going,
really cool.
It is. You're not going in and paying for things that you don't need. You only pay for it if you need it. People live there a long time. 8 to 10 years is kind of our average.
Whoa.
And so, yeah, they live there a long time.
And while we keep the rates down, it is staffed with the home care 24/7.
Yes.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
No wonder you're happy over there, Brady. Well, I was going to put you in the hot seat and go 4 months to the day, you know, but it honestly seems like just there's a lot of passion on every spoke of the Villa Rose wheel. And, you know, for you, Brady, especially in your position, because it's hard to get the word out and it's hard to do, you know, marketing just in general, talking just, you know, nuts and bolts here, when you don't have a passionate staff or you don't have a motivated base to work with. And it seems like you got this here.
Yeah, I do. And I will say, you know, since COVID, I used to market in rural senior centers, and they suffered a lot as a result of COVID. A lot of people did, but you know, I know a community not too far from here, north of here, that the senior center, ever since COVID, they don't have congregate meals anymore. They don't gather. And I did Meals on Wheels, but they wouldn't come in. So it was kind of like it's tough. But I do think, and I'm going to be getting out to senior centers here and stuff. I'm kind of doing levels of marketing, or
really cool
waves or phases of marketing. But yeah, I mean, it is a great place, and it just fits so perfect with me, and I'm still doing what I love to do, and that's so it all fit.
Really cool. Well, you know, another great opportunity for all of you to get a taste of what Villa Rose has to offer is coming up on January the 23rd. This is going to be great. Tips for staying healthy and preventing falls. However, I got to ask, I mean, the elephant in the room is right here on this flyer. Dr. Harms is going to be teaching us about not falling. This is amazing. I mean, honestly, out of all the names, Dr. Harm working on us here is absolutely amazing.
As I've been out marketing.
It is to get him. We agree.
It's amazing.
We agree.
We didn't get him on our first try, by the way, or maybe even a second, but we did get him.
Yeah.
We did get him,
I was going to say he has... He's been a Villa Rose supporter for many years. We've been very blessed. So during COVID, he actually came in and seen residents in-house.
No kidding?
Absolutely. Wow. He brought his office staff in. They would come in once a month and they would see residents right there. So we've helped him with a lot of his patients. And yes, we were very excited that he agreed to come and do a presentation for us. And so,
this is a really big one. I mean, and you know, especially right now. I mean, no better time to talk about this this when, we're going to see snow until February just from this initial snowfall. That doesn't mean what else another storm system could bring. But there's all this black ice, and even our homes, if, one of those rugs gets a little bit wet on linoleum, it slips with us, and all those things that we just don't think about that could lead to some life-changing and life-altering or sometimes life-ending scenarios.
Absolutely.
And, with this, what better time? I mean, now in this hour, what are we going to learn?
Well, we've actually just kind of given it to him to talk about tips that he's going to give them. But I do, falls is the number one. It is the number one issue for seniors because, like you said, one fall can change your life immediately. Yeah. And so I was going to say, we have some ideas on what we think to prevent falls, but I think hearing from him and clinically probably what he sees and what he suggests, even just, with the snow and the ice, just going out to get your mail. Yeah. Mail is a big deal to seniors, right? They look for the mail to come, right? And it's like just walking out to get your mail could cause an issue.
And being in Bethalto the last few days, the seniors, it's hard to keep them in. Some of them are going to get out, and they just probably need to stay home. They really probably need to stay home, but you're not going to be able to do that. They're going to want to get out, and they do get out. And I've seen them, and it's like, that one fall can just, you just hope nothing happens, but it's better to stay home in weather like this.
Well, and that's something too where, even if the son or daughter calls them and says, hey, you guys really shouldn't be doing that. How many times is the parent going to be listening to the son or daughter? I mean, you guys know this better than I do.
They don't. They're stubborn. They're going to do it anyway.
Well, how many times do we really listen to our parents,
exactly.
In that, reverse role? But to have someone like Dr. Harms coming in, I mean, this is a third party. This isn't, and this is an outsider technically looking in, not in the family circle. And it's a great way to really inform maybe some of those go-getters that maybe take a breath and just hang out for another couple hours.
Right. We can all say the same thing and it go in one ear and out the other, right? Right. But he says it and it's golden.
Our response has been very good. Very good. Yeah. We still have some spots, but not many. I think it is because it's Dr. Harms. I think half the people that have called, he's their doctor. So
that's incredible. Yes. That's actually incredible. And now, when did you guys announce this?
Oh, it was
probably early December.
Well, that's really good.
Early December, but it wasn't really out to everywhere until a couple weeks later. But
that's what I'm saying, because it felt like only a few weeks.
Yeah,
that's
we
pretty
really
darn
just
good.
started promoting it probably mid-December
So are seniors going to be having an opportunity to ask Dr. Harms any questions and all that?
At the very end, he will do a Q&A, so he will absolutely take questions from the audience.
And just me, is there going to be, do you think, a discussion on maybe cane, accessories for cane tips or what type of shoes and all of that? Because that's something I always kind of worry, because I don't know when I go and buy shoes for grandma or whatever, try to because you want to. It's is that really going to be what's best for her mobility? So
I think that he's probably going to talk a lot about moving.
Okay, I get you.
Walking,
totally.
things like that.
I get you.
So when it comes to adaptive equipment, my experience is going to say it's very specific. So, depending upon what the mobility issue is, and that's really where a physical therapist really is the best person to kind of give some of those. I mean, yes, we have some adaptive equipment that we're going to recommend, toilet risers, things like that to help people. But when it comes to very specific equipment, really getting a physical therapist to kind of help them decide what is the best. And a lot of times, and we have some great ones that come in Villa Rose, a lot of times they can even bring stuff for them to try to make sure it's good for them and it's going to work for them before they recommend they purchase something. So, yes, I do think, though, that he will talk about being prepared. I think that's a big thing with preventing falls is making sure, you have someone that can bring you stuff so you don't get out, making sure that, you have someone that's going to clear off your driveway and your sidewalks so you're not trying to get out when so some of those things, I think, just to make sure. Also making sure, in your bathroom when you're getting out of the shower, you have grab bars and not the suction type that's going to come off of the walls. It's something like some of those things. I mean, that's really what I think he's probably going to talk about is more being prepared. being proactive instead of reactive, right?
Yeah.
So just putting some of those things in place so that a lot of falls happen getting out of the shower and making sure you have a grab bar that's accessible.
And how much is the presentation?
It's absolutely free.
Oh.
I've done them for several years, and seniors just, there's not a lot for them to do, so I've always felt it's very important to give them a place they could go. So a lot of things I've done over the years have been free presentations,
wonderful
lunch and learns, and so I'm just continuing that at Villa Rose. But it is absolutely free. There's going to be a free meal, free information, and a lot of people really do like to hear a doctor speak.
They do. Well, and too, because how many times do we all have that question? And it's like, well, you don't want to call the office and bother, and then all of a sudden it becomes this big mountainous thing, and you don't need it to be, and it's just kind of a passing thought half the time.
Absolutely.
With that being said, lunch is going to be provided.
Yeah.
By your staff?
Yes. So the Villa Rose
Kitchen. Are they
kitchen,
good cooks?
They are wonderful.
Very good.
Absolutely. I was going to say that is one of the things that when we do tours, we really pride ourselves. We have actual cooks that make homemade soups, and
That's wonderful.
It is absolutely fantastic food. So yes, and because it's going to be cold, probably we'll be doing some soups and some warm comfort food.
So you're getting a free presentation from a really good doctor.
Right.
You're getting free lunch, and you're getting an opportunity to hang out with the Villa Rose folks. This is pretty darn good business right here, guys.
Thank you.
Now, there is some details on this. RSVP into you, Brady, by the 16th?
Yes, by the 16th.
And that number is 618-377-3239. That's 618-377-3239. You got a week to RSVP. Spots are filling up quick. And then Villa Rose is at 401 South Moreland Road in Bethalto. Now, with that being said, we got some podcasters in the studio, too. Tell me about what you guys are doing.
I'll let Cindy talk.
Okay. All right.
All right, Cindy, you're in the hot seat.
I was going to say, Brady and I are big talkers.
No.
Right, Brady? So it actually started kind of as a little joke about us doing a podcast. And so we have a podcast called The Senior Moment. And we basically are talking about all kinds of topics around caring for seniors and just trying to give, I think in our industry, we feel like a lot of families come in and they have, like, something has happened and they have no idea what to do.
Yeah.
And we've worked in the senior industry so long and have worked with so many different aspects of senior industry. So we'll have guests in that come in and talk about kind of their specialty, just to give families some resources, or senior, to give them some resources that are available in our community and some topics that they may encounter someday, and then they'll have some tools. So that was our goal. We started a few months ago. We're on, I don't know, podcast 7 or 8.
7,
yeah.
There you go.
We do number 7 tomorrow. We're going to have someone in from JCHL Wellness Center to talk about staying healthy
Senior
and moving,
fitness.
Senior fitness. And so yeah, that's our goal, is just to educate people and to give them some tools to use.
How do we find it?
Oh, you can find it on any place that you listen to your podcast.
Good.
So it's on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, iHeartRadio. It's on all of them. So you can find Rumble. It's all on all of them.
And it really is good information. It really is, seasonal.
Correct.
We try to keep it relevant, and it is good information.
Yes.
Well, I just enjoy every time Brady, you've come on the show. And now, Cindy, I'm going to be excited every time you come on the show. Welcome onto the program.
Hopefully we'll be back to talk about in July our big 40th anniversary. So
I think that'd be a good,
wonderful
good
to
idea.
do.
Yeah.
We got to
very excited.
Are you guys doing an outdoor thing out there? Or?
Oh, we're going to be doing all kinds of stuff. We actually have a planning meeting on Friday, but with 40 years.
Let me know. We could talk about doing a remote out there or something for the 40th.
Love it. We'd love it. Absolutely.
But I would love to see a lot more people calling Brady before January the 16th at 618-377-3239. That's 377-3239. Villa Rose Senior Living, providing you that senior lunch and learn tips for staying healthy and preventing falls. January the 23rd. That's a Thursday, 12 to 1 by Dr. Harms. Thank you guys so much for stopping by.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll take a quick break. More Daily Show rolls around the corner with SSP next.